Hello everybody. We will do the chart of the President-elect of America, Joe Biden. We'll try to determine if he's going to be a good president and if he's going to be a good person or not, and what type of presidency he's going to have. So I think it's Scorpio rising, yeah?
Yes.
So I remember that he has an exalted Jupiter in the...
It's retrograde.
Uh-huh.
Sun and Venus in first.
Sun and Venus, uh-huh.
Ketu in fourth. Rahu in 10th.
So it makes him a politician, uh-huh.
Saturn in 7th. Retrograde.
Uh-huh.
Moon in 6th.
Moon in Aries. And what constellation?
Ashwini.
So he's a healer. He came to heal the country.
Wow.
What else?
Mercury and Mars in 12th.
Mercury and Mars in the 12th.
Same.
Which one's the Adma Karka?
Mercury.
Mercury is the Adma Karka. He might be very pious, this man. Might be very, very pious. Okay, so let's have a look at the Navamsa, shall we? Uh-huh.
So Ketu in 4th.
Ketu,
Yeah.
uh-huh, and Rahu,
And Rahu in the 10th. But together with Saturn retrograde.
uh-huh.
Mercury and Moon. Also exalted Jupiter in 11th.
So Bargotama, yes?
Yes, and retrograde also. And Venus with Sun in 12th. And Mars in 7th house.
Okay, and so let's have a look at who's protecting him. All right, so the Adma Karka,
Mercury
in what constellation?
in Vishaka.
Vishaka belongs to?
Jupiter.
Okay, is Jupiter doing okay?
Very okay.
Yes, exaltedly okay.
So Jupiter is Bargotama, yes?
Yes.
So this guy's got a good Jupiter, yes?
Yes.
So is he going to be positive dharmically? So are we going to have a good presidency?
Yes.
I think so. I think we're going to have a good president. If you notice, he made it to the presidency very late in life, so I think he's very good, but I think he's out of power. So I think he may be ill for most of his presidency, especially when he goes into Saturn. When is he going to go into Saturn?
2 years.
So right now the Mahadasha is?
Jupiter.
Yeah, Jupiter.
Mahadasha is Jupiter,
Rahu.
Jupiter, Rahu. So you see the combination?
Last one.
The combination gave him the presidency. But right now we need to review the Karakamsa. So review Mercury. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9. 9 is Saturn. So the Dharma Karaka is Saturn. And Saturn is in Gemini. Alright? So it's all about, like Narayan, we can say. And then 9, 10, 11, 12. So the blessing is by Venus.
Oh.
Venus, Sun, and Leo. So it gives him somebody very dharmic. So
But
probably...
also 2 deities maybe.
Huh?
Like King Venus.
It gives 2 deities. So it's probably like like God the Father, but
Sitaram.
like Sitaram. I would say something like Sitaram would be very accurate to say that he's got that kind of mindset. Of course, he's the Guru Karaka, who is the BK.
Mars.
So I think the wife is a source of great inspiration because it's the BK. So probably his advisors are coming from the side of the wife. She must be somehow influential. And it also speaks to us about the vice president. If you see, right, who did he choose as a vice president? The first in everything, right? So it's the first woman, it's the first Black American, that we can see here, right? The first mixed, it's half Indian, half Black. First woman, first Black, and first multiracial. I think they were saying that kind of thing. So I think we can see his vice president over here and why he chose that vice president. It's right here. And also do remember that Ishta Devata is the Venus Sun in Leo. So I think he believes in equality of power between man and woman. So he does have a work wife. Question?
Angana says that his first wife and daughter died.
His first wife and daughter died. Saturn in Taurus. And so Saturn takes away. Remember Keanu Reeves, his first wife died. So any presence of Saturn in the 7th will give you like an older wife or otherwise some karma that has to be paid there. Saturn has a direct aspect to Venus. So that is also where you see it. And again, his 12th house is full. So that means that something in his life made him a renunciate. The Lord of the 12th is Venus. So I think it's this aspect of Saturn to Venus that it's making, that happen. Venus is also in the 12th house in the Navamsa. And there's a presence of a malefic planet again in the Navamsa, in the 7th house. So malefic here. You can easily predict that, there's going to be the loss of a partnership. You can see that. Now he's going to go into Saturn period. So he's got 2 great years. I think the first 2 years of Joe Biden, he's just going to be slam dunking it everywhere. And I think the lady is going to be very, very popular. I think at some point, and we can predict this, if he's in Jupiter Rahu, I think she's going to have so much more power than him when it comes to the masses. You'll see that Kamala Harris will be extremely powerful and she will rise to power. I do think that he's going to be in power for at least 2 years because he's blessed by Jupiter. I think he'll be seen as a healer of the country. I think that's what they're going to go with. How do we see that? We see the Lord of the Ninth in the 6th, and it's in the constellation of Ashvini. So he comes to heal. One of the first things that he's going to do is he's going to revert back into Obamacare. And I think he's going to give health care for everybody. And I also think he's going to help immigrants a lot. I think his policy is going to be very, very open. Now, will he be president when he goes into Saturn? Well, Saturn takes away popularity. And the Lord is in the ascendant. So it may be that once he enters into Saturn, he doesn't find it so easy to rule the country, right? But I think he's going to be recognized for an excellent policy in healing coronavirus. I think that's how they're going to play it. That, oh, look, we did so well. Now everybody's healed and happy. He'll be the healer president. But we can see it in astrology, right? And then, is he dharmic? Is he blessed? Yeah, he's quite blessed. I mean, I don't know about this house over here. I think Kamala Harris is going to have her own agenda. So I think they're going to want to push all the... I see a lot of LGBT over here.
Actually, like a while ago, you predicted for the next election, you were doing the USA chart, the states, and you predicted that like woman, minority, perhaps a native will rise with the second election.
And you said that she's going to be brown.
Yes.
Yeah.
I predicted that?
Yes.
Yes.
Like 3 years ago or something.
Oh, well, there you have it. It's Kamala Harris. Yeah, I think that for some time she will rule because I think he's going to be sick.
Mm-hmm.
And for some time she will rule. I think I'm seeing something like 7 months or something like that, maybe even 9, like he'll be incapacitated maybe because of his health. And then she'll have prominence. I think he's still going to be president, but I think she's going to be doing all the work. And you can see it very clearly in the chart. He's not divorced in this chart from Kamala Harris. That's a karmic yoga. You can see it very clearly right here. All right, because there's a moon there, right? The moon. So the mother is there. Then Rahu, minority. Saturn, black. Mercury, communicator. So, it ticks all the boxes. You can clearly see the lady over here, right? And it's, so that's just Navamsa. Maybe we want to check the Dashamsa. So, for the person that was asking, what took away his first wife? Saturn in the 7th usually dries up the house. Saturn K2 dries up the house. So it takes away. But mostly Saturn. K2 makes you detached, but Saturn takes away. And depending on the Lord, so the Lord is Venus, he doesn't have it so bad.
Libra rising.
In the D10?
Yes.
Yeah. So we figured out in Joe Biden's case that his Jupiter is both exalted and Bhargotama. So, and in the Jupiter Mahadash, it gave him the presidency.
And he rules the house of children, and I saw the video where his granddaughters were saying that every day he calls, he loves, he takes care. He's like, you can't go by a day without his call, and there were like 5 granddaughters sitting.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like a nice president, you know, like a good family doctor. That's what he's going to look like up there. And I was telling the people that I bet he has tattoos because he's Scorpio rising. So it's like, I bet he has tattoos, and we Googled it, and yeah, he has. D10?
Libra. Rahu in first house,
Uh-huh.
Ketu and Mars in seventh.
Uh-huh.
So Jupiter in sixth house,
Again.
retrograde.
Uh-huh.
Moon.
Healer.
Moon and Saturn in ninth.
Yeah, again in Gemini.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and Saturn
So,
retrograde.
uh-huh.
Mercury in 10th
Kamala.
house.
Huh?
Mercury in 10th house. And 11th house, Sun and Venus.
Sun and Venus. So yeah, I think he's gonna be very, very popular. I think he's gonna be remembered as a hero. This guy's he's gonna be remembered. Lord of the 9th and the 10th. So Lord of the 9th in Kendra, exchanging signs with Moon. So you see again the Parivartan Yoga with the Vice President is right there. It is right there. She's gonna be a figure, eh? It's gonna be a double presidency. I think we're gonna be seeing her a lot. She's gonna be very, very, very popular. He's gonna play with Queen. And you have Mars exalted in the 7th, so again, you know, the prominence of the wife is there. Rahu rising, so he's gonna be an unorthodox president. And he's gonna be in Libra, so I think he'll bring balance, but in an unorthodox way. And there's got a lot of Gemini going on. And again, the Jupiter is again in a benefic sign in the Navamsa. So he'll be seen as a healer president. I think he'll heal the country from coronavirus. You know, that's part of the plan. It's going to be a better time for the world. Now, do remember that Saturn and Jupiter, the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter in this case, and remember this, right? This is Gochara transit. Saturn and Jupiter are going to be transiting his 3rd house and are going to be aspecting the Jupiter. So that's for most of the time that he's in his Mahadasha of Jupiter. So this Jupiter will not give the full effect. The way that it's going to be giving the full effect, because it is aspected by Jupiter, the next 5 or 6 months, when Jupiter is going to be in Capricorn, his influence over the masses is going to be astounding. It's like everybody's going to love this guy.
Wow.
For 5 months. And then, you know, I think that the president is going to start weighing on him after 5 or 6 months when, you know, the other guy got all the crises and this guy is going to be the hero. Because he's the president that, you know, like healed America or whatever. He's so good. He prays to God. He's a blessing for all of us. But then after this, Jupiter moves over here, right, to his 4th house. What's going to happen to him is I think he's going to find I think the media is going to attack him a lot, you know, hold him accountable for other stuff. And this is a bit of a break to this Jupiter. So he doesn't have it easy. And then you do have Rahu over here, which, you know, Rahu in the 7th, again, gives him the very joint effort with Kamala Harris. And then you have the Ketu here, which is, I think he inherited all the problems of the other guy. You know, Ketu in Scorpio, so all the hate and all the pain of the previous, the previous kingdom, he inherits this. And the way that he's going to try to heal it is by, giving wealth to all. And that's going to be the job of this lady. So let's see if it comes true. I don't know. 1 or 2 things we can see through astrology.